In today's news, airport gains noted as road water issues spark public concern. WALWYN says all opposition invited. PENN SKELTON did not attend. Premier Wheatley says key issues like water, wages, and reform are noted. FAFT to decide on June 13th overall AML enforcement gaps. We have the details of this and much more when 284 News returns.
Across the BVI, the fastest, most reliable, and affordable fiber internet service is here for you. Look out for fire in these new locations: Slaney, Duff Bottom, Manual Reef, Seacows Bay, Albion, Hannah's, Palestina, Pleasant Valley, and Havers. Fiber is in your area. Call 444-4444 or visit a CCT store to find out more and bring it home. More locations coming soon.
Just give me my service.
Yeah. Just give me my service.
Just give me my service.
Make the switch to CCT and get connected today. Unlimited talk, text, and data. Visit any CCT store or call us at 444-4444. CCT, Life Unlimited.
Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of 284 News. It is Wednesday, June 4th, 2025. I'm Ron Grant, bringing you the very latest out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. A happy Wednesday's wish to all. Thank you so much for joining us. Amid growing criticism of the territory's infrastructure, Deputy Premier, the Honorable Julian Fraser RA, has praised Minister for Communications and Works, the Honorable Kai M. Reimer, for recent progress in expanding airlift into the Virgin Islands. Fraser shared his remarks during a Virgin Islands Voice broadcast where Minister Reimer outlined improvements at the Terence B. Lettsome International Airport. I just need to applaud you for the work you've been doing and the successes you've been met with, Fraser said. It is refreshing that we can fly Caribbean Airlines from Barbados to Tortola. These are major steps forward. Fraser acknowledged that while residents remain dissatisfied with ongoing issues in areas such as roads and water, notably gains in aviation and tourism access should not be overlooked. He said, and I quote, "We need to highlight this and let the public know that we're not sitting still." Under the current administration, airlift into the BVI has increased, with flights now operating through airlines including Cape Air, Seabourn Airlines, American Airlines, Winair, Inter-Caribbean Airlines, and LIAT. Reimer also confirmed that government is moving forward with plans to expand the airport, with engineering services being procured to support future construction. The upgrades are expected to allow for larger aircraft and improved passenger flow. Despite these efforts, public frustration continues over poor road conditions and inconsistent water supply. Many residents argue that the territory's basic infrastructure is in urgent need of repair and question whether enough resources are being directed toward long-standing local concerns. Government officials maintain that all infrastructure issues are being prioritized and that both short and long-term strategies are in motion. A vote of no confidence brought by the opposition leader, the Honorable Myron B. WALWYN, and 6th District Representative against the government of the Premier-led Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley was on the order paper for Tuesday's sitting of the House of Assembly. From reports, the vote of no confidence motion did not get the full participation of any and all members of the opposition. In fact, only 3 members of the opposition that make up the alliance participated. The other 2 members, the Honorable Marlon A. Penn and Ronnie W. Skelton, were not part of the process. Both Penn and Skelton were part of the NDP radio program Monday evening, and when questioned on the issue, Skelton said he was opposition leader at the time when the last vote of no confidence was brought against the government about 8 months ago. Skelton says, like the first motion, it's aimed at informing the government of the current ills in the territory and the need to have them addressed, and he promised vigorous debate.
The process was frustrated by the leader of government business, where he continues to add to the other people. And then it came to a point where he provoked the House. So it couldn't go any further. It has to be resubmitted. And I think this is what's happening right now. It's being resubmitted. When we brought the vote of no confidence, the whole membership and stuff of the opposition and the government were totally different. We feel that we had a good chance of moving somebody across. Now we bring it now, and I think it's just to show the government of all the different issues that the country is confronting, like the water issue, all the different things, the road, the infrastructure, the healthcare system, is to point out these stuff. I don't think it's a matter of winning. It's for us as an opposition to point to the government and tell them, listen, you have fallen short in all of these areas. Mm-hmm. I think you should...
so there'll be vigorous debate.
Yeah, there will be. I will make my contribution.
PENN, on the other hand, said it's unlikely that the motion will succeed. He also questioned the approach in bringing this motion.
I have to say that leave something to be desired. I think we have to ensure, particularly if you're dealing with things like this, the people have to be very much involved in the process and understand what you're trying to achieve. From a collective as opposition, it has to be the approach. Nonetheless, it's on the paper. Mm-hmm. It will be debated. It will be debated vigorously, and we'll go through the process. When we do get to it, I think we have right now on the House agenda. The House doesn't start until 1 tomorrow. I personally don't see us getting to this vote of the confidence till after the summer, based on how history is any indication in terms of the other paper that we have right now.
Meanwhile, leader of the opposition, Myron V. WALWYN, has refuted statements made by PENN when he was questioned on his approach in submitting the no-confidence motion, which he says should have included the entire opposition. WALWYN says PENN and SKELTON were both invited to be part of a meeting to discuss the issue, but they failed to turn up.
I have spoken today to encourage my colleagues in the opposition to let us work together in the interest of the country. It should be country above self at all times. This is a type of behavior that has caused us to fail in our attempt to come together as one political unit. Our negotiations have been riddled with half-truths and a lack of working in good faith. Let us stop it. People are having a hard time in this country, and they need us to work hard and work together to make things better for them. It is unfortunate that my opposition colleague has chosen to misrepresent the facts. The public deserves honesty, especially from those in leadership. Since becoming leader of the opposition, I have been very inclusive and open with all matters pertaining to the work of the opposition. On Tuesday, 20th May, I sent a message in the opposition WhatsApp chat asking for a meeting on Thursday, 22nd May at 10 a.m. to discuss a matter for the upcoming House of Assembly session. I received responses only from Honorable Mata and Honorable Turnbull. On the day of the meeting, I sent out a reminder of the meeting. It was only then that Honorable PENN said he was overseas and Honorable Skelton said that he could not make it. I then asked, again via the chat, if we could hold the meeting via WhatsApp so that everyone could be a part. Neither PENN or Skelton responded. The meeting was held with myself, Honorable Turnbull and Honorable Mata, where we decided to file the vote of no confidence. The outcome of that meeting was again communicated via WhatsApp. There was not even an acknowledgement of that WhatsApp message from PENN or Skelton.
Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley has given an official response to Monday's protest action in Roadtown, Tortola, the capital of the Virgin Islands, saying their concerns are not being ignored. The protest action was led by Floyd Brunette PENN, also known as Heritage, against the ills in the territory, what he calls the non-performance of the 13 members of the House of Assembly. shortage of water supply in many districts, the phased minimum wage of $7.25 an hour, the greedy bill, among many others. Now, PENN said they have given the Premier 7 days to respond to their concerns and take action. In the statement today, the Premier acknowledged the recent protests and formal submission of a letter outlining long-standing and critical national concerns. Premier Wheatley thanked the individuals and groups who have taken the time to voice these matters in a structured and respectful manner, saying civic engagement is a cornerstone of a healthy democracy. And your voices, he said, have been heard. Now, according to leader of government business, Premier Wheatley, his administration continues, he said, to take these concerns seriously. He said that many of the issues raised are already being addressed through ongoing initiatives to improve the quality of life for all residents. These include efforts to improve infrastructure development, public sector reform, cost of living adjustments, public safety enhancements, and strengthened social support systems. He said these areas and their progress to date were outlined in the recent territorial address, a comprehensive presentation of actions completed and initiatives underway, as well as information shared on the second and fourth Wednesday of each month to ensure transparency and continued public engagement via the government's televised radio and television program, Virgin Islands Voice. Premier Wheatley stated that while some matters require long-term planning and resource mobilization, others are already showing signs of tangible progress. He said they remain committed to informing the public as further steps are being taken and timelines for additional initiatives are established. Premier Wheatley gave the assurance that their concerns are not being ignored and his administration remains fully committed to delivering real, measurable progress that reflects the needs and aspirations of all who call these Virgin Islands home. Up next, Wheatley says only central government funds for cartel concert confirmed at this time. We have the details of this and much more when 284 News returns.
At Higher BVI, we're not just about business. We're about empowering lives, and that is because we aspire to inspire. By choosing us, you're supporting a company that believes in equal opportunities, diversity, and community growth. Our mission goes beyond profit. It's about providing HR solutions, fostering talent, and leaving a positive impact. Join us in building a better future, a better BVI. Choose Higher BVI, where your support isn't just a transaction, it's a transformation. Together, we're changing lives in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
Yo, everything good there?
Aye. This thing got me one way, daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you,
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I watching ball. I even watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you all so much for sticking with us. The British Virgin Islands is likely to be added to the Financial Action Task Force's grey list for failing to address deficiencies in its anti-money laundering framework. This decision could come as early as June 13th during FATF's upcoming plenary session in Paris. The FATF evaluators raised concerns about the BVI's limited enforcement of transparency around beneficial ownership and its oversight of offshore financial activity. Now, the watchdog noted that local authorities often do not consider illicit actions by foreign owners as failing within their jurisdiction, a gap that weakens regulatory enforcement. Being grey-listed places jurisdictions under increased international scrutiny and can lead to capital flight loss of investor confidence, and stricter financial compliance requirements. The British Virgin Islands, known globally as a hub for offshore finance, relies heavily on its financial services sector to sustain its economy. Bolivia is also expected to be grey-listed with evaluators citing similar issues related to beneficial ownership, financial sanctions, and oversight of virtual assets. If confirmed, the listing could have long-term implications for the BVI's global reputation and economic stability. A final announcement is expected following FATF's June 12 to 14 plenary. Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia D. Wheatley has acknowledged that the total amount of public funds spent on the controversial Vybz Kartel and Friends Black-on-Black concert remains unclear to date. Amid mounting pressure from the opposition and the public, during a recent sitting of the House of Assembly of the Virgin Islands this week, opposition leader, the Honorable Myron V. WALWYN, pressed the Premier to provide a full account of the taxpayer money used to support the March 16 event. How much, he asked, of taxpayers' money went to the show, whether from central government or whether from a statutory corporation. It's still taxpayers' money, WALWYN said. Premier Wheatley confirmed that $220,000 was approved by the central government for sponsorship of the event. However, he admitted he could not provide a full figure, noting that other statutory bodies such as the British Virgin Islands Tourist Board may have made additional contributions outside of his direct knowledge. He said, and I quote, "The Tourist Board gives grants to various events and organizations. Those don't require my approval and often happen without my knowledge. So at this present moment, I don't know what the Tourist Board gave to the Vybz Kartel concert." Dr. Wheatley explained. WALWYN, however, expressed frustration at the lack of transparency, stating, and I quote, "I asked for specifics. In writing, the Premier is just giving me anecdotal stuff I can't do much with." Premier Wheatley defended the government's decision, arguing that the concert was a strategic investment, he said, in the Virgin Islands' growing entertainment tourism sector. And I quote, "The entertainment industry is a valid and highly important part of our tourism sector and our wider community," citing increased hotel bookings, local business activity, and media exposure during the event. Still, Honorable WALWYN questioned whether the public's total financial contribution could have reached some $300,000 or more, urging accountability given the territory's broader financial constraints. He said, and I quote, "Was it possible that he got somewhere in the region of $300,000 of taxpayers' money?" WALWYN asked. The debate comes as the public continues to scrutinize the government's financial priorities, particularly regarding entertainment spending versus pressing national issues, which have been noted earlier in our newscast. The British Virgin Islands men's national football team battled a 1-1 draw against St. Vincent and the Grenadines in a friendly match on Sunday, as both sides geared up for their upcoming 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. St. Vincent's Wiltshire opened the scoring in the 29th minute, giving the visitors a brief lead. BVI's response came just before the halftime whistle when Richards found the back of the net in the 44th minute, equalizing for the home side. Now, the match allowed both teams to test formations, build chemistry, and evaluate player performance ahead of the regional qualifiers, gaining confidence, of course, with improved defensive organization and creative build-up. This friendly match served as part of the BVI's final preparations before entering official competition. The draw highlights the team's potential under its current development program and offers a morale boost heading into qualifiers, as the BVI aims to evaluate its standing in the Caribbean football. Performance like this one provided valuable insights into the team's readiness to compete on the international stage. Up next, CJ FAISON and friends to facilitate free filmmakers boot camp and EAPS, first ever expo, spotlights student-led enterprises. We have the details of this coming right up.
My name is Henry Bosch. I work for PPG. I'm here to explain to you the use of the Deltron NXT paint line and enviro-based high performance, one being solvent-borne and the next being waterborne. The difference is that one is totally manufactured with rosins and thinners and all the good stuff that solvents bring versus our new technology, which is waterborne, which is 100% latex. What we're gonna do is that we reduce the solvent-borne with a DT885, which is a mid-temp reducer, and the waterborne uses T494, which is a waterborne reducer. We will today be using either DCU 2042, which is a speed clear, or we will be using DCU 2021, which is a classic. We have here our equipment. We have 8-ounce measuring cups, and we also have our 32-ounce mixing cup. We will also have with us our Venturi. This is a blower for us to dry the waterborne paint, which speeds up the process. The good thing about waterborne paint is that as soon as it evaporates, you're good to go. So now Gilligan will dilute the waterborne paint with the waterborne reducer. We made 8 ounces, that would be 1.6 ounce. It always has to be properly mixed until we get an even mixture within the paint mixing cup. So when we spray, we don't see uneven coats of color. So right now we're filling our paint gun with 8 ounces of diluted paint. We're gonna see how far 8 ounces will take us. Waterborne paint seems to look blotchy on your first coat. Don't pay no mind to that. Don't try to achieve full coverage on your first spray. Excellent, let it dry. So the process in waterborne is 2 even coats, and then we have what we call a dust coat. Well, now we're gonna have Mr. Brown apply the first coat of clear on his waterborne panel. We'll let it flash off, and then he'll come back and coat it with his second coat to finish it off. As you had seen in the previous shots, we had a little blotchiness, and you'll see some patches. That's all due on purpose to sandpaper to prove that with enviro-based high performance, all technicians, the body work has to end at 800 grit or plus. Well, enviro-based is like we're trying to shift everyone into that slowly but surely. The entire west coast of the United States and all of Canada has already been on waterborne for the past 10 years. And now soon it'll be the eastern seaboard, which covers the Caribbean. So when that happens, we'll all be affected. So it's best to start now, start trying and applying waterborne, because eventually everyone will be on it. And referring to technicians, it's less harmful because it doesn't have all the toxic chemicals that solvent-borne paints do.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for sticking with us. Moving right along, the BVI Tourist Board and Film Commission, in its quest to support and provide avenues of aspiring filmmakers, will be hosting a Summer Film Academy Boot Camp 2025. The boot camp is the second portion of a script writing competition which will be fully developed during the boot camp. Film Commissioner Ms. Natalie Hodge spoke about the initiative and its goals for aspiring filmmakers.
Well, the concept came up, I thought about the fact that not everybody would have the opportunity to work on a production set. I've had the opportunity several times, and I think that unless you're away to film school or a production does come here and we ask them to give our local talent some opportunity, it's a bit difficult. So we wanted them to have that experience, get that hands-on experience, and in the event that they do get on set, they have some basic knowledge, right? I remember going to university and I was amongst my peers and they were way ahead of me, way ahead of the curve. I didn't have any experience at all. I didn't let that stop me, but I feel like I want to make sure that when they leave here and they go abroad and they pursue that journey, that they have some sort of basic understanding.
Ms. Hodge also presented the scope of the boot camp and its various learning elements.
So the elements of the Summer Academy is based on, we're doing a production boot camp. So we're gonna have some facilitators or producers, well-known CJ FAISON. These guys are like Emmy-nominated producers. He's coming, CJ and friends are coming, and they're going to create a production boot camp. So they will learn what it is to access and utilize a call sheet, how to read the call sheet, what information is provided on a call sheet. They will learn about a shooting schedule if they haven't already learned about that. They will also learn about our experience table reads with the actors. The persons will be able to audition or apply for positions such as props master, set decorators, hair and makeup, wardrobe, directing, acting, producer. They'll be able to apply for those roles. Currently, we have a script competition that is in the final stage. It should be concluding tomorrow. Persons should be submitting their scripts tomorrow. And the producer, Mr. FAISON, he will select the winning script. That script is what will be produced during the boot camp.
Understood.
Yeah.
She spoke about registration as well as the fact that the camp is free of charge.
There's no fee. Registration, we want persons to register by June 10th. Everything should be on our socials. Our promotions start today. Follow us on our Facebook page, BVI Film Commission, or Instagram page, and they'll see more information coming out where they can register for the boot camp.
She also spoke about the award-winning lineup of facilitators and the lunch and learn aspect of the camp.
We have not only CJ, but we also have Brittany Janae. She's a videographer and editor. She has worked with brands such as Nike, Dell, Adidas. She has, a huge career in the film industry, and she will be assisting with the facilitation of the boot camp. We also have a lunch and learn segment we wanna establish with Miss Crystal Frost. She is a well-known PR strategist. She has worked with, she's currently the PR person for Clarissa Shields, the middleweight champion. She's worked with a number of celebrities with their PR, and so we want to get that information as well in terms of marketing, distribution, PR when it comes to their films, so they have that information as well. So it's, I think it's very instrumental and an advantage for them to have these influential people who will be presenting at the, facilitating the boot camp.
The full interview will be available in coming days on all Tweet4 media platforms. Our team recently joined the Enos Adams Primary School for its Hawkpreneur Expo. It was, of course, its first of its kind for the school, featuring the entrepreneurial skills of students.
Desiree Flanders Harrigan. I'm the school counselor here at Enos Adams Primary School, and we hosted our first ever Hawkpreneur Expo, where we invited our students to take part in what it means to be an entrepreneur. A total of 12 entries. We had from baked goods to snow cones to cookies, brownies, even a healthy bar. Don't talk about fashion, because girls love fashion, and that is what we had indeed. Students came out in numbers. They patronized their fellow friends, peers, and they did an awesome job. It was indeed a success, something we are definitely looking forward to putting on bigger and better for the next time around. Parents came, teachers came, persons from the public came and supported each and every stall that was presented here today. But in all, it was a success.
That is it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at tweet4media.com and like us on Facebook at tweet4media and tweet4bvi on Instagram and X, formerly Twitter. I'm Ron Grant. I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a safe and enjoyable evening. A happy Wednesday. Goodbye.